My beloved child, don't scroll away. Stay with me until the very end, because what I'm about to reveal carries a message straight from the heart of heaven. God says, this word will open your eyes to the power of love that transcends time, reason, and fear. Someone was placed in your path not by accident, but by divine design. Their presence in your life wasn't random. It was written into your story long before you even knew their name. Heaven saw your patience, your prayers whispered through tears, and your faith when nothing made sense. And because of that, God allowed a connection that challenges everything the world says is possible. This person doesn't see you the way others do. They don't measure your worth by numbers or circumstances. They see the peace of God in your spirit, the kindness in your soul, and the light that radiates through your presence. They see something eternal in you, something that feels like home. Don't rush past this moment, my child. Listen carefully. God says this bond is not ordinary. It carries purpose. It was sent to remind both hearts that love, when guided by heaven, cannot be defined by human standards. The age gap, the distance, the timing, those aren't obstacles. They are lessons written into the story to prove that divine love can exist beyond what's understood. Before we go deeper, if this message is speaking to your spirit, take a moment to like this video and comment, I receive it below. It's not just engagement, it's agreement. It's your way of saying, yes, Lord, I believe this word is for me. Now listen, God says this person didn't choose you because it was convenient. They were drawn to your light because it awakened something holy inside them. They tried to resist it. They told themselves it couldn't work, that it wasn't practical. But every time they walked away, they felt the pull of your spirit again. Because this connection isn't about comfort, it's about calling. Heaven doesn't send people just to fill space. It sends them to fulfill purpose. God allowed this bond so both of you could learn a new level of love, a love that heals, that teaches, that uplifts, a love that points both hearts back to Him. My beloved child, you may have felt confused, even questioned God's plan. You've wondered why this connection stirs so deeply in your soul. But the Lord says, I never make mistakes. I bring people together to reveal my grace, not to create confusion. This person was sent to mirror your strength and reflect your faith back to you. They are learning from your patience while you're learning from their courage. And when the world says you're too different, heaven whispers, you are perfectly matched for the lesson I designed. You've seen signs, familiar songs, repeating numbers, dreams that feel too real to ignore. Those are not coincidences. They're divine reminders that God is still orchestrating the unseen. Every whisper, every thought that makes your heart race is part of His plan to prepare you for what's coming next. Don't fear the unknown. Don't let doubt speak louder than faith. God says, what I've joined through spirit, no distance or difference can undo. My child of destiny, someone's spirit is being transformed because of your light. Your prayers are awakening them to truth. They might not have told you, but heaven hears the conversations they have with God about you. Prayers for guidance, peace, and understanding. This connection was never meant to cause pain. It was meant to open eyes. God is teaching both of you how to love beyond fear and to trust His timing even when the path feels uncertain. Stay with me, my beloved child, because what comes next is divine revelation. God says, I am aligning hearts, not just for affection, but for purpose. This person is being prepared, just as you are. Their life is being rearranged so that what once seemed impossible will suddenly become clear. You may feel the distance now, but the bond is not broken. It's being refined. Every season of silence is not rejection, it's preparation. Heaven is polishing both hearts so that when connection happens again, it will stand on faith, not confusion. My child, don't lose hope. Every delay carries divine intention. The waiting season was never wasted time. It was training ground for stronger faith. God says, you were not waiting on them. You were waiting on my perfect timing. You'll begin to notice the shift soon, not through grand gestures, but through peace. Messages that once brought anxiety will now bring clarity. Encounters that once confused you will now make sense. That's how you'll know heaven has touched it. And when that moment comes, you won't need to question it. Your spirit will know. You'll feel stillness where there used to be noise, Calm where there used to be chaos. That's God confirming that His hand is in it. My beloved child, I see your heart. I see your weariness, your longing for answers. But the Lord says, do not be discouraged. The love I am teaching you to carry is not about possession. It's about reflection. You were sent to show what divine love looks like when it's rooted in faith. You're showing someone how to love through patience, how to forgive without bitterness, and how to believe even when there's no evidence yet. The connection that once felt uncertain will soon make sense, because God is not the author of confusion, He's the author of order. Don't scroll away now, because what comes next carries the promise of restoration. The Lord says, I am restoring what distance tried to break. I'm renewing what fear tried to silence. My child, your prayers are moving mountains even when you can't see them fall. Something inside you already senses this. That gentle warmth in your chest, that sudden peace that comes out of nowhere, that's not coincidence. That's your spirit responding to divine truth. God is saying, what's meant for you will never miss you. If this message feels like confirmation, lift your heart and thank God for His timing. He's aligning paths and opening doors you didn't even know existed. Now, listen carefully. When God brings this full circle, it won't feel like chaos. It will feel like home. You won't have to chase or force anything. The connection will flow effortlessly because heaven will be at the center. My beloved child, you are stepping into a new chapter, one filled with peace, clarity, and divine purpose. The person you're connected to will recognize your light not through pressure, but through revelation. They will see God in your calm, grace in your strength, and healing in your patience. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to convince anyone to understand what God has already confirmed. The Lord says, when I ordain something, I sustain it. So rest, trust, let your faith carry you while heaven works out the unseen details. If you haven't already, take a second to subscribe and share this message with someone who needs to hear it. You never know whose faith might be restored through a simple act of obedience. My child of light, hear this final truth. The age gap, the distance, the delay, none of it can stop what God has blessed. You were never separated by years, only by timing, and that timing is now shifting in your favor. You're not waiting for love. You're walking in love. The kind that mirrors God's heart. The kind that inspires growth, grace, and gratitude. Heaven says, the time of confusion is over. I am releasing clarity, peace, and divine understanding into your life. And when you least expect it, the very thing that once made you doubt will become the evidence of my faithfulness. My beloved child, lift your head. What's coming is not ordinary. It's sacred. It's blessed. It's the unfolding of a divine plan that's been written since the beginning of time. The angels are rejoicing. The heavens are aligning. And God is whispering over your life right now. Be still. The promise is already on its way. Stay faithful. Stay hopeful. And keep your heart open. Because when heaven moves, everything changes. And it's already happening for you, my beloved child.